Oh my gosh, you're here again? Wow, you guys really do like seeing the space that a full-time YouTuber that makes $3,000 a month lives in. And let me just address the giant elephant in the room. I live with my parents. And so does my fiance, who's behind the camera. But that's just how you gotta play the game in California, because we're in our mid to late 20s and we're trying to buy a house. Because like a lot of people make fun of people that are like, oh, you're still like 27 and you're living with your parents. Yes, I am, but I'll be making fun of those people when they're 40 and still renting. Anyway, this is the room, one of the rooms I grew up in. This is the house I grew up in. This is a very small, by American standards, room. It's about 10 feet by 10 feet. And I would say that these room dimensions that I grew up in encouraged me to become a minimalist and make the most out of the space that I have available. So this is my bedroom. It doesn't look like it if you look over here, but this is actually where I sleep and spend a third of my life. So I have the Japanese bed. It folds out. It's great because it's super comfortable and it saves a lot of space for when I am not sleeping. And then behind the door, come in. Oh, I've got a mirror. Here you guys are. You don't want to be in it. Okay. And then air filter because allergies are terrible in California, and also a foam roller because I've had some working out related injuries from not having enough flexibility in my muscles. And then up here we have a centerpiece of the room that just helps to make it feel more personal. This is my Wabi special frame set, my first one, and I like to keep this for sentimental value because it was my first sponsorship from a company for my main bike YouTube channel. And I've been all over the place with this thing. I've been to Taiwan, Thailand, all over California with this bike, so I just like to keep it around. And people ask me sometimes if I'm going to sell it, and the answer is no. It's mine, and partially because if you come over here and look in here, it's cracked. I rode this thing a lot. Yeah, and then over here we have the bedside table, which is actually a cajon. I got this cajon when I was in college because they made me play cajon at my church. Please, for the love of God, do not make us drummers play cajon. We hate it. I would rather play bongos and a tambourine. But now I just use it as a bedside table because all a bedside table has to do is be flat and be there. And so yeah, I just got basic stuff over here. My fiance has her Switch over here that is extremely dusty because she hasn't played Ace Attorney in a month. Oh no. Oh no. You gotta play Ace Attorney. And then we have my closet. I've made enough videos about my closet. I'm practically R. Kelly at this point. And I have it organized. Stuff on wide hangers so it doesn't crease. And then folded stuff. It's a little messy right now. And then other folded stuff and hats. All right, moving on. So, I am a drummer. We don't have spare bedrooms in this house. We don't have a spare garage spot in this house. It is a small house by American standards. But I need to have my drum set because if I don't, I get depressed. So this is probably one of the best purchases I've made in my life. It makes me extremely happy. It sounds very big. I will not play it right now because camera person will go deaf. And then, so let me explain the layout of the room a little bit. So over here we have the bed because if you take a look at the door, the doorway is like super open. It's at a corner and diagonal. So it doesn't feel good to place things in a lot of places. My dog. The way to make a bedroom, he hates squirrels, oh my gosh. The way to make a bedroom feel good is that the bed should not be in direct line of sight of the door. And that's also a problem because it's at a corner. So if I put the bed here, it's also very exposed. If I put the bed anywhere here, it's exposed in direct line of sight of the door. So literally the only good place to put the bed is behind the door. So something like a drum set, it's okay for it to be within line of sight of the door because it's like this big, powerful thing and that gives you like this layer of protection. And it also feels more powerful to have the drum set specifically in this spot because it's framed by this window where it feels like an executive's desk. And it's like, if you're coming in and I'm playing drums, like, can I help you? Like, you are intruding on my space. So that's why that's there. And then we've got this rug. So the rug is basically segmenting my room where anything off the rug, not music related, anything on the rug, music related. And that's how I like to keep some separation in my room. So if you would come over here, we have this giant shelf that holds lots of big musical things, namely a turntable and speakers. I try to listen to at least one record, just sitting down listening to one record every day. Doesn't always happen, but I try to do that. And then I've got all my records down here. It would take way too long to go through all of them. This is where camera stuff goes. I have a place for my phone here. And then at the bottom, I've got some extra drums because I don't have space to play the other drums, and also I just like a more minimal setup. And then my friend's record collection, because he buys records and doesn't have a record player. You know who you are. And then over here we've got a guitar amp, which is also my friend's. Same friend, he's the guitarist for the band that we're in. And then a big honkin' bass amp. And then if you don't put your guitars on the wall, you probably have too many guitars, or you need to make space for guitars on the wall, because I find that when I put my guitars on the wall, that it just makes it a lot easier to pick it up and play it when it's right in front of my face. And then it's also like guitars are works of art. They are functional, but they are also works of art, and they also make art. So why not display them proudly? Also at a place where it's easy to grab and easy to play to encourage you to play more. And yeah, that's my room. Subscribe. I just like saying that because whenever I do, the subscribe button does the little like glowy thing. Get out of here. Get out of here. This is my room. I'm saving up for a house. I live with my parents. Get out of here.